Howdy everyone, my name is Anthony Jebeili-Castro, and today I'll be presenting my YouTube research project titled The Role of Resource Scarcity in Driving Honey Robbing Behavior and Aggression in Honeybees, otherwise known as Apis mellifera. Together, let's dive into the details. The honeybee, Apis mellifera, is a vital pollinator species, contributing to global agriculture and ecosystem health. Approximately one-third of the food we consume is pollinated by honeybees, including crops like fruits, nuts, and vegetables. These social insects depend on floral resources, such as nectar and pollen, to sustain their colonies and support their essential role in pollination. Honey robbing is a phenomenon that occurs when honeybee foragers steal honey from other colonies, typically during times of floral resource scarcity. This aggressive, high-risk tactic provides energy-rich food when external resources are limited. However, honey robbing increases competition and aggression among colonies, leading to higher rates of conflict, resource depletion, and potential spread of pathogens. Understanding the link between resource scarcity and robbing behavior could provide insight towards wider colony behavior and potential honeybee management strategies in order to reduce this dangerous and self-destructive behavior. This leads us to my research question. How does resource scarcity influence the initiation and intensity of honey robbing behavior in honeybee colonies? This question will guide our exploration of how competition and environmental stress affect honeybee behavior using studies and information gathered from various experiments. First, let's look at how guarding behavior and fighting are influenced by nectar scarcity at the hive. This experiment operated by observing 8 different hives during changing nectar conditions, ranging from scarcity to abundance. The number of guards and fights at the hive entrance were recorded every day by the researchers. These figures show the mean number of guards and fights at hive entrances under different nectar conditions. During nectar scarcity, the number of guards peaked at 30, and fights increased significantly. When nectar became abundant, however, guards decreased to just 3 per hive, and the fights decreased to the point of disappearing entirely. This demonstrates that resource scarcity intensifies inter-colony aggression, as colonies adapt to defend their resources more aggressively when they have less of it. Next, let's examine how feeder competition influences robbing behavior. In this experiment, researchers simulated robbing conditions by placing the bees under various levels of feeder competition, increasing the amount of traffic to the feeder versus lowering it. This data shows that robbing behavior was twice as frequent at feeders of high competition compared to low competition feeders. Increased competition also led to heightened defensiveness by colony guards. This experiment highlights how aggressive foraging tactics like robbing are adaptive responses to limited resource availability. Robbing behavior isn't just opportunistic. It is a programmed behavioral response to these situations. Finally, let's explore the relationship between forager traffic and defensive behavior. Here, researchers observed 3 types of colonies. One colony that was deliberately sheltered from conditions that would encourage honey robbing as a control. One colony that was deliberately placed under honey robbing conditions, and one natural colony that was untampered with and came under robbing conditions by themselves. This figure demonstrates total defensiveness across the 3 conditions: experimental control, experimental robbing, and natural robbing. It was observed that as time passed under these conditions and forager traffic increased, defensiveness rose significantly as well, particularly during experimental robbing conditions. This suggests that competition simulated by higher traffic is a major driver of aggressive behavior in honeybees, or at the very least, a predictor. To summarize all the information from the various studies my gathered data has provided, guarding intensity and fighting behavior increases dramatically during nectar scarcity, highlighting how resource limitations drive inter-colony aggression. Increased feeder competition intensifies robbing behavior and colony defensiveness as well, demonstrating the adaptive role in the honeybee's instinctual programming of aggression in resource-limited environments. Forager traffic strongly predicts total effectiveness, particularly under clear scarcity honey robbing conditions, emphasizing competition as a key driver of aggressive behavior. Together, these results collectively demonstrate that honeybee resource scarcity and competition escalate robbing behavior and aggression, impacting honeybee colony dynamics. The long-term implications of these findings are significant for both honeybee biology and management. Robbing behavior and aggression driven by resource scarcity can lead to colony stress, weakening the defense against disease and reducing overall colony health. This heightened competition during floral scarcity will also impact the broader honeybee population, disrupting foraging efficiency and increasing colony losses. Beekeepers will also need to mitigate resource scarcity if they wish to minimize aggressive behavior in the following ways. They can implement supplemental feedings during dearth periods to reduce robbing tendencies. They can engage in strategic colony spacing to prevent excessive competition and robbing. And they can commit to management practices that maintain floral diversity and availability, which are critical for reducing colony stress and supporting long-term health. Finally, here are all the references for my sources and for all the research I've demonstrated during this presentation. Thank you for listening.